our way, and I ask this in Jesus' name, amen.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Our consent agenda is item 3. And Ms. Key, is there anything that you specifically have to announce?
I normally just kind of go over certification, additional revenue, amendment changes by fund, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, 5, all of them.
Okay.
So,
You want me to start at the beginning?
minutes?
Yes.
The minutes are regular minutes of April the 10th.
Okay. Yeah, we're just going to do one
Okay.
motion. If that's okay with the commissioners,
All right.
then
This personnel report.
which I don't think there is.
There is a report. I did not print it out because it didn't need signatures, so there is a report.
There's a report, but I don't think there's anything on it.
And I don't have any report either.
Okay.
I have the report.
You have it? Oh, there's none.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for pay period 3/29 to 4/4, there are no new hires and no employment terminations. And do you want me to keep going?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the amendment changes. Oh, certification is wrong. I'm sorry. There are several. I'm happy there are yours that are already signed.
Oh, okay. We need to kind of get together on that because
We're duping paperwork. Okay, I'll explain why I'm doing that to you. The first one is $206 received from Texas District and County Attorneys Association. It's deposited into general fund, credited to combined refunds reimbursements. This was a fiscal year 22 lodging reimbursement, and I'm not asking for an expenditure increase. The next one is $350 received from Texas District and County Attorneys Association, deposited into general fund, credited to combined refunds reimbursements. This is a registration reimbursement, and I'm asking the court to increase the DA seminar conference expense for the same amount. Then $759.36 received from the Texas State Comptroller, deposited into general fund, credited to combined refunds reimbursements. This was a witness lodging reimbursement, and I'm asking the court to increase the DA's travel expense line by the same amount. Then $205.84 received from ComData for GeoECM. It was deposited into Road and Bridge, credited to refunds reimbursements. This was also a fiscal year 22 refund, and I'm not asking for an expenditure increase. Next is $29,071 received from American National Leasing Company. It was deposited into Road and Bridge, credited combined refunds reimbursements. I'm asking the court to increase the non-departmental budget in Road and Bridge, the principal by $26,336.96, and the interest by $2,734.04. And this was a duplicate payment that was refunded. And the last one is $8,000 received from the Appellate Judicial Fund. It was deposited in the Courthouse Security Fund, credited to refunds reimbursements. This was for security devices, and I'm asking the court to increase the security equipment expenditure line by the same $8,000.
Okay.
And next is the amendment changes by fund, and there is nothing unusual in there that I need to discuss. Then the report of financial condition, and these are unreconciled balances As of April 18th, I will go over general fund, road and bridge, and American Recovery Plan balances. General fund checking $3,607,203.78. Tax pool $340,061.66. First National Bank First National Bank Wichita, that's money market, $505,273.83. First Financial Bank CD $617,710. Then we have $250,000 CDs in each Texas Bank, Shirts Bank, Prosperity Bank. Texaco Prime $536,667.21. Texas Class $525,311.55. Total general ledger balance for general fund $6,882,228.03. Road and bridge checking $1,150,333.64. Down fund 26 is the ARPA funds checking $413,541.72. Texas Class $514,961.05. Total funds on deposit for ARPA funds $928,502.77. And then on page 4, total general ledger balance on funds on deposit for the county, $13,192,634.69. Next is the combined statement of revenue and expense showing April beginning balance and ending balances, month to date and year to date. Then the combined statement of cash receipts and disbursements showing April with beginning cash balance, cash receipts, disbursements, and ending cash balance as of April 18th. And then the last page is it's not there. So that's it.
Okay.
The investment report. This is the March investment report. You'll see in the first section, which is general fund, the certificates of deposit for First Financial Bank, then the CDs at Shirts Bank, Texas Bank, and Prosperity Bank, the money markets with First National Bank of Wichita, and I've broken out where our funds are as of the end of March. Then Texas Class, Texaco Prime, and Texpool. Next section is the American Recovery Plan Act funds and the investment for those is at Texas Class. The collateral on cash balances and bank certificates of deposits was adequate for the period, and this report is made in accordance with the provisions of Government Code 2256, the Public Funds Investment Act. The investments held in the Eastland County portfolio comply with the Public Funds Investment Act and the county investment policies and strategies. And then on payables, there are 6 sets, and I think you have the, does it tell on yours what it is? Okay, all right, so those are self-explanatory unless you have questions.
And then Judge, on the departmental financial reports, I received the sheriff's report, the DMV, and the tax collectors.
Okay. Okay,
And then
no, go ahead.
I believe it takes us to the Open Meetings Act, Public Information Act, and Cybersecurity. Shelby sent me a slew of those.
Yeah. Do we have to announce those?
No,
Make a public announcement since we determined that we don't?
we have not yet.
Okay. All right, good enough. And the purchase and acknowledgements.
I didn't receive any of those.
It's not bad.
We didn't
You
have
didn't
new
either?
hires.
Okay. Okay. So,
Motion, Judge.
Okay, motion by Mr. Raines, second by Mr. Maxwell. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
That's for all of them, Judge. You ought to sign.
Yep.
And this is just for your signature. So,
Your contract. 57 pages long.
oh, come on. Yeah, because I had to read through it. Yeah, but
Printed it before I saw how long it was.
it's redundant. Yeah. You do this.
What's the name?
Saturday morning, we didn't do anything. Yeah, we got almost an inch. It was nice.
She's not the boss.
But you better be out there first.
I was out there trying to tell, hey, we got wet.
Yeah.
Had to crank my husband. That was a long time ago. Yeah, it was. Couple minutes ago.
You didn't have fishing for
But it didn't matter more than
I think so, yeah.
Are you through?
I'm good. Fish have been biting.
How much rain decent get?
A little cat over an inch.
It's we got there too. Down there.
Wow.
Yeah. Sure, it was nice. Yeah.
How's your hay coming?
Bonnie, there's 6 of them.
Thank you very much.
You ain't got a counter. We'll be here all day.
Christina don't want to be there all day. She said, getting,
Okay.
she getting ordered. Get moving. Judge, you want to eat or west with us?
No, I wanted to. I've got court trial starting tomorrow.
Oh, really? Just us three amigos. I don't know if Uncle James is going or not. You going, James? No.
Good job.
Smart enough.
Yeah,
Oh, Lord.
that's who we're trying.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
It's got to be in the dream box. Then
James is cooking Dairy Queen this weekend, making up money from Vegas last week.
I figured he won all that money.
Oh.
It wasn't you.
Uh-oh.
When you got there, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is when you went home.
I eat good though.
I can tell.
It just means to
Buffet.
send you a compliment.
All right, good. 4A, we're going
Maybe.
to have a presentation by Demetra Bell Runnels with Holmes, Murphy and Associates.
Don't
You
take a
want a
bite.
copy of it, James?
Have a seat here.
Yes, ma'am. We'd love for you to have a seat.
Yeah, I don't have a copy.
morning.
Morning.
I'm ready to eat
Excuse me.
Go ahead, I'm gonna make James a copy.
You live where, ma'am?
Weatherford.
Where? Did y'all get any rain down there? That's my question.
We did not.
Not much. Yeah,
You know what? I take that back. We did get a little yesterday, but I don't think it was enough to even really
to measure.
measure.
I don't know.
Yeah, we didn't get much. To be honest with you, I'll tell you, I was battling a kidney stone all weekend.
Uh-oh.
So I was laid up in bed. So it could have been hailing out there really, and you know, I wouldn't have even known. Commissioner Graves, Commissioner Wilson. I know you always like a coffee.
Thank you, Doc.
Judge Holland,
Now,
Commissioner Crenshaw.
we met, just for background, we met with this fine lady last week. I don't remember what day that was, and she had asked to come to the court and do a presentation on wellness benefits that she believes, I don't want to take your thunder, but she believes that we can increase the benefits that the employees are receiving at no extra charge. So I think that's no extra charge always makes me happy. So Mitchell, we'll let you.
Perfect. Yeah, so most of you all here may or may not remember working with me in the past, Commissioner Crenshaw. I have not had the pleasure of working with you, but about 3.5 years ago, prior to 3.5 years ago, I worked with the court. I had called on Loretta. I think the county became a client of mine maybe in 2016, if I remember right. And I worked for a benefit consulting company at that time that I'm no longer with. I left about 3.5 years ago and went to a much larger consulting firm in Dallas. And so what I do and what we do is we work with businesses, and I kind of fell into the vertical of cities and counties. It's kind of my specialty. I've worked with cities and counties for 19 years, I guess, on controlling their employee benefit spend, specifically their healthcare costs primarily. That's typically primarily the largest cost driver behind payroll. And what I do is I do my very best to create win-win scenarios. I can go to any business and they go, hey, can you save us money? And I can always tell you, yes, I can save you money. But on the other end of saving anyone money are lives. That's the difference between employee benefits and property, casualty, or risk management. Employee lives are much different than a building or a car, if that makes sense. So I miss working with the county, and I contacted Loretta, I don't know, maybe a month ago, and asked her if she would be open to visiting with me again to see if there was any opportunity for the county to kind of take a look at where you've been, where you are, and where you're headed. And Loretta was open to the meeting, took the meeting with me, and I met initially with Loretta and Galia, and then I came back a second time and I met with Loretta and the judge. And to be respectful of your time today, rather than having you endure a 30-page presentation or master plan I created actually for Eastland County, I just tried to summarize and bring some of the salient slides that I thought might be important to you as you consider moving to a different advisory firm. So to be very clear, sometimes people get me confused with insurance companies, and they think, well, if we engage her services, does that mean that we have to change our insurance carrier? And it does not. So you guys have been with TAC forever. You have a long-standing relationship with TAC. I'm not looking to overturn the apple cart, but what I am looking to do is like I said, a twofold win-win. Okay? Any questions on that before we get started?
Why'd you look at me when you said that?
Well, Commissioner Raines, I know that if there's ever anyone that's going to have a question, it's going to be you, and I'm happy to answer anything that you have. you will remember when I very first started working with the county at that time didn't really have anyone providing them any strategic direction. You had a direct relationship with TAC, and whether you're with Texas Association of Counties or if I'm working with a city, a lot of times they'll be with an entity called TML. So whether you are working with either one of them and you have a direct relationship with them, you always have to keep in mind that their best interest is for their pool. It's not for the individual county or city within that pool. Does that make sense?
I think we've learned that with TAC.
So, whenever I came in, we implemented a twofold plan, which you didn't have before. Implemented a plan that was health savings account qualified, and we implemented standalone telemedicine. One of the ways that I knew that that would be a good idea for you all was to dissect the reporting that you all had. If you don't have good reporting, you don't have a roadmap. It makes me think of, believe it or not, y'all won't believe this. I'm probably the only one who still has an atlas in their vehicle. But I used to travel all the time to a lot of rodeos and I trick road and stuff, and I still had an old map, an atlas from, 2010 probably in my car. And my niece, who is a freshman at Texas A&M, looked at it. I said, Briley, I said, tell me how to get to, I don't remember where I asked her to tell me where to go. And she had no idea how to read that map, right? Because she's used to Siri telling her where to go. So it's hard to go anywhere. You can have the map and you can even have the reporting. But if you don't know what that reporting means, or if you don't know how to read the map, it's hard to get to where you want to be. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So when talking to the county, my understanding is you're not receiving reporting. You haven't received reporting in quite a while. You're getting little bumps from TAC, which is so normal. And
Explain the reporting to the commissioners
Yes.
board.
Yes.
You and I did. I want to make sure
Yes.
that everybody's on the same type of,
right,
the same
sure, Yeah.
page.
absolutely.
And your bumps are
Bumps,
referred
increases.
to increases.
Yeah, little increases. So this is just an example from one of the cities that I just worked with. This is an insight report from Blue Cross, and that is who you guys have your health plan with, Blue Cross. You're in a pool of people through TAC, but your insurance is a big self-funded plan with TAC underwritten by Blue Cross, and you have Blue Cross Network. So this reporting, we can pull monthly, we can pull it quarterly. This reporting tells us as much as we can get on what gaps you might have or what opportunities you might have or how your costs are running, how your drugs are running, if people are utilizing generics, if they're not, if the specialty drug spend is out of whack or if it's not, if your office visits are out of whack or if they're not. And this is just one of the many reports we get, but this is primarily around your health plan. So what I like to do is take a report like this and then compare it to how are we reimbursing on the HRA. So what type of health reimbursement arrangement reporting are you getting as far as how much are we paying back? We know what we're paying back. I see that. You're getting that annually. But how does the HRA reporting compare to, it's a great way for checks and balances with your health plan to use the HRA reporting. You're not getting the HRA reporting. Let's look at the HSA reporting. How many of your employees are utilizing it? Do they understand how to utilize it? Are they getting the most out of it? You're not getting that. Does that make sense?
And to clarify that reporting is now going to Brinson Benefits. It's not coming straight to the
Right.
county.
Because you can individually pull that same stats up by yourself. If you have a Blue Cross Blue Shield account, you can pull those individual stats up on yourself.
Mhm.
You can pull your own.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You can pull your
Yes.
own,
You can pull your own.
paperwork.
And the county should be able to get it for the county. But again, it's like the road map. I can give you the map. I'll give you, I mean, this happened just to me. One of our pharmacy at Holmes Murphy, which is the company I work with now, this past weekend, our Holmes Murphy pharmacy director emailed me 2 different reports on one of my self-funded clients in East Texas and said, you know, here's the information you requested. Well, I looked at that report, and I'm sure there's very meaningful information in that report. But he's going to have to go over it with me, you know, to help me understand what did he look at to come up with what he has, and how does this compare to what others are doing. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, one of the other things that we talked about here, besides the lack of reporting, was the inflationary pressures. Are the employees are feeling it. I think we're all feeling it. I think all of us have somewhat of some uncertainty of you know, what this is going to look like in another year or so. And I asked Loretta, I said, you know, do many of them even have dependent coverage? She said, actually, quite a bit do. Well, that's expensive, really expensive. So it made me wonder, and so I pulled the benchmark. The second page is just a benchmark of 3 of my public entity clients. I had just shown this. You'll see to the far left, it says newest public entity client. The only thing I had on them was their employee-only premium for the last 3 years. So to be clear, this is not Eastland County. This is another public entity that become a client, but they gave me their employee-only spend. So in 2020, on the far left, you'll see it was $646.88 in 2020, and then in 2021, it went to $665.88. Again, Kathy, that little bump I was talking about. And thank you for having me clarify that. I forget sometimes, you know, I just think. But yeah, it's an increase, a little increase, a bump.
Yeah, bumps can be anything. I just
Bumps,
wanna make sure.
that's right, it's an increase. So, and then in 2022, you'll see they took a little bigger hit. That employee-only premium went to $752.44. So I thought, I wonder how they compare to some of my other cities and counties, mine specifically. So I had all the information on them. You'll see the rates that they have. Well, when I talked to Loretta, I discovered that now, 3.5 years later, for employee only, your PPO, employee only premium is $909.04. And your HSA, your health savings account qualified plan, is $709.32. So comparing that to just only three of the clients that I have, I could show you all of them, but I just chose 3 to be clear and quick. You're running quite a bit higher than my book of business. And I can only imagine, now I haven't gotten down to your other tiers, but I believe that there's an opportunity to lower your costs and be able to repurpose your dollars and be able to help your employees out. So I brought another example. This next example is a fully insured marketing case study. Now this is a city that they had 156 employees when we marketed them last year. They had a 15-year relationship with a broker. Their HR person had never really looked outside of that broker. They got a new city manager, and he felt like, in his experience, he had been around a long time, he wanted to offer better benefits to the employees, and he wanted to lower the cost for the employees. So what we were able to do is we marketed them, and they were with Blue Cross, and we kept them there. As a matter of fact, we didn't even change their plan. They received a 5% renewal increase that we negotiated down to a reduction of 4%. And we told them that we were going to market them. So that's very important too. Just telling them that you're going to market them.
So
Right.
instead of a 5% increase, they got a 4% decrease.
That's right. Which saved them $56,000. Their HSA that, I asked the city manager, what are you trying to accomplish with your HSA contribution? He said, I want to make it where if the employees have to go in the hospital, if they or any of their kids have to go in the hospital, that they can actually afford to even pay their deductible. That's what I want to do. So we were able to repurpose the HSA dollars, give him exactly what he wanted. As a matter of fact, the city now reimburses all the way down. If you're an employee, if you have employee only coverage there, then you only have to pay $750. If you anything over $750, the city reimburses. If you have a family, you only have to be out $1,500. We improved their vision. We improved their life. We implemented long-term disability that was employer paid. So that was $31,000 that we added. The city manager, after what they had experienced with COVID, they had lost some employees. They had some that were experiencing long-term effects from it. He wanted employer-paid long-term disability, so we added that. And then we marketed all their other lines, their short-term disability, their ACA reporting. We changed vendors on that. The bottom line is we got 2-year rate guarantees on everything and lowered their costs $379,000. This was meaningful to the employees because it helped put more money in their paychecks. The city was able to contribute more to dependent premiums. So I just wanted to show you some examples of what I would be working to do.
And 379,000 is obviously is pretty impressive. And the part that I liked, it's just my opinion, the part that I liked was that we're repurposing the savings back to giving the employee better opportunity to be able to afford different things.
Yeah.
Maybe go, maybe that don't have their family on there that potentially could maybe.
Yeah, if they don't, they could add, maybe get them on, or if they do, get more money in their paychecks by reducing the dependent tier cost. It's expensive. If we can do that and try to keep your employees whole, that's what I would be looking to do. I always tell people, everybody gets a paycheck. We all get a paycheck, and what we take home matters. But not 100% of us get sick. But when we do, right, we want to make sure the city manager was right. If we do get sick, can we even afford a $5,000 out of pocket? Well, the city is able to pick all that up. I mean, it's been cost neutral. And then, just one more thing we did for them. They didn't have standalone telemedicine. Nobody had ever brought that to them. Their broker kept telling them, well, you have it through Blue Cross. You have it through Blue Cross. But the difference is, number one, it goes through your health plan. When it goes through your health plan, it counts toward your loss ratio. And number two, employees still had to pay a copay. So the city implemented the standalone telemedicine. They pay for it just like you guys do. And to my point about the reporting, we implemented that last April. That's in the middle of the plan year. They renew in October. And I had a new account manager who had never worked with me before at Holmes Murphy. She had never done standalone telemedicine. Well, at the end of the year, in December, I said, Jessica, pull a report from Lyric. I want to see their utilization on that telemedicine. She pulled it, she goes, only 7% utilization. But see, she didn't know how to look at the report. I said, really? So let me see that. Well, 7% utilization actually amounted to 90 different visits. 90. That's a lot. for a brand new program to be implemented in the middle of a plan year, that's a lot. So without the interpretation of the reporting, she wouldn't have, she just looked at the percentage and not what the actual count was. So, one of the last things I'll just cover with y'all quickly. Do y'all have any questions?
Oh, I got a ton.
Okay.
Go ahead and get done.
Okay. The last thing I think that's helpful maybe to show you all is the leverage that we have in the market. Homes market just being larger. United Healthcare came and presented to us at the first of the year and showed us that our Holmes Murphy's book of business that we have with United Healthcare actually runs lower than United Healthcare's own book. Okay? 13% lower. Blue Cross came and presented to us and showed us where Holmes Murphy's book of business with them had an average annual increase last year of 1.7% compared to their overall book with different brokers, which was at 5.6. How can I answer your question?
Said 750 when we've been told that 2,700 is long.
So I'm talking about the premium, not the deductible and out of pocket.
Okay.
Talking about so the $750. Yes, I get what you're saying. You're on point. So whenever I said that they get reimbursed all the way down to $750, they do. And what you've been told is right. It's actually $2,800, I believe, this year, $2,850. That is to keep the plan HSA qualified. To keep it HSA qualified. So what this city manager, after he talked to his employees, they had so much in their HSA accounts from what they had been doing that they were fine with having their HSA plan not be qualified to have HSA contributions for the trade-off of getting reimbursed all the way down to $750. But you're so right.
The other is I understand what you're asking. You want us to switch providers, basically.
Brokers.
Yeah. The other one manages our HSA accounts. How's that going to affect those accounts?
It's a great question.
Because for those that have money in those, I want to know where my money's going to go and that kind of stuff. And there is an awful lot of utilization of the purple card
Yes.
stuff. How do y'all relate to that?
Yeah, those are great questions. So I should have probably printed that off, but I will show you.
In other words, y'all have a program that would.
We also have member advocates. Yes. And we have reporting. So here's just a couple of our advocates. And we also provide reporting back, how many people called, what they called for, stewardship reporting, yes. In regards to your question on your HSA accounts and how would that work, what I've done for my other clients is market that, market your third-party administrator, your HSA vendor, and your third-party administrator. Just compare the cost and the service that you're getting on that. And you could always stay where you are with benefit bucks, but I've been able to move all of them for a lower price and for more technology. So I showed Loretta, this is just my own personal example, that all of them that have moved, They've moved to one or two different ones. They're, again, where you are now, there's no bidding out of that service. You just stay, Brinson owns Benefit Bucks, so
Correct.
we'll bid that for you. And all of them that we've moved to have an app. Okay, here's mine. Have an app that you touch that will tell you in real time, number one, what your HSA balance is. Number two, what's been paid out in HRA, what you have left. And to file an HRA claim, you just take a picture of your EOB and send it over the app. It's that quick. Something else that I didn't talk about real quickly, a couple of other things, is, you'll like this. So, welcome back, Demetra. Here's your HSA account. I can change my investments just like this.
So you do have the options for investments, just like you do with benefit funds.
Yes, you sure do. And so let's just say that we did move it. What does that look like? We get a report from Benefit Bucks, the most recent report of what everybody has in their accounts, and we just move it over on the back end by census. Employees do have to sign initial paperwork again, but that's it. It's pretty seamless, and it's so much. The technology around it is so nice. It makes it very handy to be able to file a claim and be able to see what your account balances are very quickly and be able to move them quickly. Like I moved mine a few months ago out of my investments because I got scared about the market and just moved it all over into their safe money market that has no risk. So I can kind of see what's going to happen. Something else that we offer, not that we offer, that we do, and you wouldn't have to do it, but if we've learned anything for sure over the last few years, people are in information overload. And trying to remember what you have or what you got and how it works is overwhelming, especially only hear it once a year. So we have a technology platform that Loretta and HR will be administrators over, as will we, Holmes Murphy. So they can either tell us or they themselves can send text messages to the employees about anything you want. Just little nuggets. Remember to get your mammograms. Remember Employee Appreciation Day. If you want to, did you know that when you eat this many carbs, this much of it turns to sugar? Just whatever you want it to be, but just kind of ongoing. Again, just so that once a year at open enrollment, it's too much to remember. So it's continuous communication. And
It's about the same price that we're paying with
it's the
Brinson.
same. Well, yeah.
I mean, it's basically, there was also some other deal. I want to make sure that commissioners at least hear what we heard is that if there was going to be a gap between us swapping between Brinson and Holmes.
Oh, yes.
What you were kind enough to offer.
Yes, sir. So, yes, Brinson will require a 60-day notice. And so what that means is they will want to be paid for 2 more months. So we will essentially pay that for you. You don't have to pay us. We'll go to work immediately. And we won't start receiving payment till July 1. So that you guys can go ahead and pay Brinson. They'll work with us to transition anything that they have over to us. Mostly everything we need will come directly from the carriers, but if there's any open issues with, to your point, Commissioner Raines, any of their purple card patient advocates, anything like that, they'll finish well. But we will take over April 1 as far as we've got 3 years of reporting to go through to make recommendations for your upcoming year. And we won't be paid
And
at
Yeah.
first. Yes.
No.
May 1st, not April.
I'm sorry, May 1st, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they'll want May and June. So July 1st is when we would begin getting paid.
now the other thing is had kind of mentioned that the employee advocates. What exactly does an employee advocate do for the employee?
Yeah, so
Give us an example of,
for sure.
I call in and somehow utilize an employee advocate for what?
For anything, we also are of the same belief that the last thing that we would want is for your employees to have to call an insurance company for any kind of question. Whether it's something as simple as I lost my card, to I've been in the hospital and I'm getting all these bills and explanations of benefit and I don't know who I owe. If you try to call an insurance company, you can only call them during the work day. They're not available on the weekends. And I tried it once many years ago. You get transferred to different people and you get told different things. So we want to be that intermediary and advocate on their behalf. Keep them where they're working. All they have to do is call or email their advocate and let them take the heavy lift off the employee.
Mm-hmm.
Will we have one advocate for the county? One point of contact, I guess.
We would. In the event that she's not there, of course, there's a backup and everybody's got access to that. But yes, we have one.
And we currently don't have that now.
You do.
Yes, we do.
You do. You do. You have that through Brinson. They offer the same service. Not many brokerage firms. Well, they'll all say that they do it, but they don't provide reporting on it. And there's also different levels of how deep they will go.
Okay.
But the last thing we want to do is tell an employee you need to call the insurance company.
Yeah.
We don't want them to ever do that.
No, I didn't think that was a good idea either. And one final deal, I know I'm the one that keeps bringing this up, but I keep remembering things that we had talked about, was that there was the benefit navigator. We had talked about how much the auditor's office spends time
The employee navigator.
onboarding and offboarding employees.
Yeah, so in talking to Loretta and Galia, we discussed how much time Galia spends. She spends the majority of her time onboarding and offboarding. When a new employee is hired, she has to go to all the different carrier websites and add them. When an employee leaves, she has to go to all the different carrier websites to terminate them. And employee turnover here has been pretty high, so she spends a lot of time doing that. So I said, well, if we can make you more efficient and give you one technology where you would go in one portal and then that portal would feed to all the carriers, how much more time would that give you? She was like, oh my gosh, that would give me so much. So we have an avenue for her to be able to do that through a technology called Employee Navigator. That technology, you'll hear so many brokerage firms will tell you, we'll give that to you as part of our service. And you'll also, sometimes supplemental carriers like an Aflac or Colonial or Mutual Omaha, they'll pay for it for you as long as you're offering their products or as long as you're working with them. But the moment that you terminate them or you stop, you no longer offer their products, then they cut you off. So, I always say free comes with a string. It's a velvet handcuff. And so I talk about it. you know? We could do the same thing. I could tell you the same thing. But I don't want it to be that way. I mean, if that's the way you guys want it, it's like $416, it seems like that's what it is, for the county to have that and own it. Own it. So that if you fire Holmes Murphy or you fire Colonial or Aflac, you don't lose your technology. Or we could have it subsidized for you or have it paid for through a Colonial or an Aflac. But I'll just tell you up front that to the extent that you ever terminate them or your enrollments fall off, then they'll take it away. So that is the price behind free.
And that's $416 a month.
I believe that's right. Yes. And we would probably want to implement that pretty soon, just so that Galia gets a feel of it before 10/1. Look at that.
When you say market us, does that mean you're actually going to bid us out?
Yes. That means go get bids. Something else. So we have another company. Holmes Murphy has 8 different companies. Oh, I remember this. $416.67 with no strings attached.
It's about $5,000 a month. I mean, $5,000 a year.
$416.67. So on your ancillary lines, we have a company called Avant, and that's all they do is market ancillary lines. What does that mean? Anything other than medical, dental, vision, life, any disability products. And typically, we're able to get about a 20% reduction in cost just by the way that they do it, which I thought was another one of the things that attracted me to Holmes Murphy. We're the only one that does this in the market that I'm aware of. It's a real-time eBay, if you will, on these ancillary benefits. So the Lincolns, the Mutuals of Omaha, the Transamerica, they can see in real time what the benefits look like, what your life benefits look like, your disability, your vision, what those benefits look like, and bid on them, either for less or changing the benefit, however it needs to be. But that real-time competitive bidding has yielded great results for us. So it's not a secret, you know. The bids don't come in where they don't know where the other's bidding. They can see it happening.
And there was some deal where I think you indicated there was a standard deal where you guys got a percentage of the savings. Am I saying that right? On the any of the reduction in those ancillary benefits?
We do not take a percentage of that savings.
Where did I get that from?
We don't-
Insurance companies take the rebates from pharmacies.
Okay.
Now, to the extent that you were self-funded, if we can ever get there, the matter of fact, the city that I showed y'all that had 156, they're going to go self-funded this year. I don't know if it's in your plans for the future. I mean, we can see as we walk down that path. But to the extent that you ever become self-funded, you will then, in fact, be your own insurance company. You'll have reinsurance protection. But at that point, to what Loretta was saying about the rebates on the pharmacy, you get your rebates back. Right now, they go to Blue Cross. So you're losing opportunity there. But we have internal underwriting at Holmes Murphy that can tell us and do analysis and let us know if it's something you're interested in, if it would make sense to look at or not. Sometimes, you know, they say you should look at it this year. Other times they say you need to wait another year or two. But we have our own internal underwriters and actuaries that help us determine that. But you're big enough, and there's money being left on the table on that insurance world, you know.
Did you indicate that that one, that last agency that you guys, that was about another 300,000 in savings when they became self-funded? On top of the original one?
Yeah, that's gonna be a fluctuating number, big
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So if you're a
It depends on-
self-funded program, that,
Depends on how you run,
yeah.
right? Because
One hiccup and you're in trouble on that deal, and we've had a hiccup or two.
yeah.
I mean, that's scary. I mean, that's just my.
Well, if
2
we
cents on
started
that.
looking at that path, Commissioner Raines, we could talk more in detail about the,
Half is lumpy.
Lumpy is the easy word.
you know what, it's like renting and owning. This is the way I always talk about being self-funding. So whenever you are fully insured, which is where you guys are now, it's like renting a home. You are paying a premium, or you pay your rent every month. But if your roof starts leaking, your hot water heater goes out, your foundation cracks, then your landlord pays for that. Costs you nothing, right? Except for the next year when you're time to renew your lease, right? Then your rent might go up, right? Just like with the insurance companies. You had a bad year, even if you don't, you're always going to expect an increase. When you're self-funded, it's just like being a homeowner. You take on the risk of maintaining that home. If your roof tears up, you're going to have to fix it, but you've got coverage for that. You've got homeowners insurance. If your home completely burns to the ground, you have catastrophic coverage, right, to cover that. But over the length of time, over time, owning a home outweighs the benefits of the risk of being a homeowner.
That's a good example.
And the HRA is what we've been doing. We've been self-funding the deductible, and it's worked for us. Some years we may have more reimbursements that we pay out than others, but since we've implemented it, it's worked well.
Good enough. Commissioners, you got any other questions?
I'm not opposed to changing. I don't know about the marketing of us. It scares me a little bit because we've all had to push back or seem to push back from TAC when you start stuff like that. And we've had that discussion before to where we don't want to switch every year. We don't want to get into that point where we've got to switch providers every year.
Nor do I.
It just scares me.
Well, we don't want to do the heavy lift of changing you either.
Yeah.
But when I use the term marketing you or even saying it, many times that's all we have to say
Yeah, I know.
is,
But-
gosh,
but you
maybe
really-
we need to market them. And suddenly numbers start coming back that look very different
Mhm.
than if they feel that they're never going to market. We can get by with a 5% or 10 or whatever it is.
But my downside to that is we thought the same thing when we initiated the HSA accounts, and we thought we were saving money, and TAC basically said, you're paying X dollars and we're gonna get it no matter what. And they upped the premiums on the PPO plans to offset the loss they were gonna get on the HSA. I mean, so I understand the marketing part of it, but I also understand on the tax end of it, if that's who we've got to stick with, are they going to stick it to us somewhere down the line? Because that
No
scares
more.
me.
Nope. No, sir, no more than what they are right now.
Well, I'm not saying they don't. Trust me, I understand. I told you I'm not.
Yeah.
But
Well said.
yeah, yeah,
No, sir.
yeah.
They have a great relationship with us. I'll share with you. I shared it with the judge on Loretta. TAC actually contacted. Holmes Murphy is known for their innovative thinking. Our innovative thinking is what keeps our clients running better than market. And we have a great relationship with Quincy Quinlan and the other leaders at TAC. And they actually contacted our president, Dan Bishop, and a couple of other of our leadership team a few months ago, and asked them to come to Austin to meet with them to kind of see what we were doing, to see what ideas they might be able to get. Whatever ideas they're able to get, of course, would be incorporated into their admin fee, of which we don't know what that is. But nonetheless, it's a good relationship.
I'm certainly not opposed to changing Brent's, because I can only speak personally of having to deal with them. It was a couple of months ago, pretty screwy. And that's been nice on my part. That's tough for me to do.
And I want to tell you from our standpoint, Kaylee and I, we're having some difficulty in getting some things done.
Well, that's just it. It used to not be that way, I don't believe. It took 3 phone calls for me, and that was too many, I thought, for me to get my own money. It was always,
Phone conversations.
Yeah, I don't like to, I told them this, and I don't mind saying this in open session. I don't like the fact that any company takes our business for granted.
correct.
Period. So when I start hearing stories like this from the auditor's office, it has to deal with these issues. It annoys me that they are taking us for granted and our business for granted, and that's why they're not responsive. So I'm not opposed to
Well,
changing it.
and over the past several years, it's always been 2 months after we've done budget that they come in with, hey, let's do this. It's like, crap, we decided this in June. Why are you showing up in September or October deciding maybe this ought to be our best, when we're paying you money to come up with these plans way before budget time?
I think the timing on this is better. And I think she's also needing a commitment from us at this meeting. If we're gonna proceed on this deal, we need a commitment so that we can deal with Brinson's 60-day requirement and then still be in a position to
Make changes.
make changes and do what we need to do.
Demetra, is your non-compete contract fulfilled?
Mhm.
Okay. I didn't want to check
That's
that
right.
county.
I wouldn't do that to you.
Make a motion now, just roll.
I'll make it.
Second.
Made and second by Ronnie.
Any further discussion?
And to allow you to sign.
Yes. All those in favor say aye.
All right.
You did not state how long the contract is, though.
1 year.
Okay. Plus
Can
the 2
terminate
months.
us, yeah. Plus the 2 months.
Next.
Need signatures. Please.
Do you sign this or does someone else?
Someone else.
Okay.
I mean, I could sign it. I don't know if they would. I don't feel comfortable signing it. I think
Okay.
Sharice Vaughn in our office needs to sign it.
Okay, and Loretta can make a copy. If that happens. Thank you.
My problem with the HSA account change is when I was up there at the hearing center and tried to pay, it denied my card. So I called them and they said, you've got a $250 a day limit. I said, I got a $5,000 deductible. How the hell can I have a $250 a day limit? Well, let me call you back. They called me back and said, no, it's $1,000. I said, that still makes no sense. You tell me that money is mine. It's in a savings account that belongs to me. And I do not have access to it. The next day they called me back and said, you can do $5,000 a day. I just, that aggravated. Because all along it was, this is your money, you have access to it. It's a savings account that basically you use for medical expenses. But then they don't tell you that you don't actually have access to it.
Is that just out of curiosity? That's pre-tax.
That's pre-tax money that as long as you use for X, Y, Z, it never gets charged tax for.
And is it rolling over?
Yes. It's your money. It's just like it's like a debit card. They give you a debit card and they give you a list of, and you can go on the federal government's website and look at the list of expenses that are qualified.
But do we have that many employees on it, HSA?
Right now we have, where's she go?
Jay?
It's like, Jack.
Come on, Jay, don't you know these things? Where the hell you been?
Come on, step up.
You want to know how many?
Uh-huh.
There ain't about 10 or 12.
No, I think it's closer to 20.
We have more than you used to.
We have a lot of new employees getting on it.
Originally, it was only a few of us.
Yes.
Of which we expected.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Makes
you were here
sense.
from the get-go on
Yes,
all that. And that was the first time I'd ever even tried to use it, was the other day. And
And it will only let you spend $250 a day?
that's what it said. It would have had a $250 a day limit when it denied my card. Because I started calling right in, wanting to know where the heck my money was. Because I told them, I said, I know I got way more money than that.
Yeah. Yeah,
You did it.
and that should not be.
You did.
Well, and
Until that last investment.
the presentation and open enrollment really helps where if you're on the PPO and this happens, this is your out of pocket. And if you're on the HSA and this happens, this is your out of pocket.
Yeah.
I mean, that really helps.
Yes, because at
People
the end of the
understand.
day, that's what really matters.
Yeah, the bottom line.
Yes, sir.
It makes a big,
So
big
you're
difference.
saving on premium,
Yeah.
plus
Around
if
20.
you get really sick,
20.
it costs you almost half as much.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of continually educating the employees, which I think this new technology, it's actually even new to Holmes Murphy, but the texting platform, just as reminders, just little 2 sentences throughout the year, campaigns. I think it's going to be really beneficial. I'm excited about it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you all. And I appreciate it so much. Kathy,
Yes,
I look
good to
forward
see
to
ya.
it. Commissioner Ray, I appreciate your trust. Seriously.
Yes, ma'am.
My cell number's on here now.
Okay.
So if you have any problems with anything,
Yeah.
you holler. at me.
Yeah. I'll send you a bunch of text messages.
Well, you can send me text, you can send me
I'll sign you
whatever.
up for some of those robo deals that I get.
Oh, my gosh.
Maybe you can do
Do
some
you
polling
have her
for them.
card? You'd be
I
like,
do not.
you're probably like me,
Number in my
reply
phone.
to
Thank
opt
you.
out, reply to opt out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, it is information overload, but if they don't opt out, we'll be able to see if they do. Again, reporting, how many employees are looking at it, how many aren't. We'll be able to put your plan designs on there, I believe, and it'll have an app. So, anyway, I'm excited about that part, but thank you all. I don't want to take up any more of your time.
Thank you, Demetra.
Appreciate you guys. I'll be in
Yeah.
touch with you.
I'll get that letter to you hopefully this afternoon.
Okay, thank you all. I'll see you very soon.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Burn ban, last lifted on 3/6/2023. What's the feelings of the Commissioners Court?
I'm good with leaving it all.
I think with the recent rain that we've had, that would be a good deal. So we will continue to leave it off. 911 update and cooperative dispatch. I don't believe that the sheriff did send me a text and said he wasn't going to be able to make it to Commissioners Court, so I don't believe that there is any update available. D, open and accept depository bids and award contract. Ms. Key.
We received 3 bids. And the bids were due, let me double check. believe that bids were due Friday by noon, and they were all received by that time. And thank y'all. We really appreciate the interest. So, do you want me just to open the bids, kind of look at them, and then try to meet and break them down? What do you want to do?
Well, this is my first day,
Okay.
this is my first time to that party, so what's your recommendation?
Okay. So normally, and I don't know, Commissioner, if you've even been in on a depository bid contract. Normally what we do when we have multiple bids is commissioners will appoint a committee, which is typically county judge, county auditor, county treasurer, to review them and make the decision.
Okay,
Because our contract is up May 1st. Our new contract needs to start May 1st, so we're pushing deadline with this also.
okay.
So I would like to open them in court, and if there's any questions now, since there's representatives here that could answer questions,
I think that would be a good utilization of their time.
yeah. Since they sat here the whole time. So the first one I'm opening is First Financial Bank, and I'm opening them in the order they were received. And part of the bid specifications, we needed a cashier's check for $72,500 for the county funds, and then $6,250 for county and district clerk registry funds. And First Financial Bank has provided both of those.
Loretta, did you ever check on that? I haven't had time about bidding them separately or together.
I did not see anything that said we had to bid them separately. I just saw where we had to bid them, so I put them
Awesome,
together.
Thank you.
When I bid them together, it confused the banks.
Okay.
So it was much easier to do it this way. And I don't know what y'all want me to go over.
Does Christina need to be up here?
Yes, Christina probably needs to be up here.
Christina, do you mind? How are you this morning?
Good, how are you?
Good.
And this is a 4-year contract, which the court asked to have a 4-year contract this time. And that makes it easier with changes. There is a conflict of interest questionnaire in First Financials, and also a certificate of interested parties. There's an agreement here, but it's not signed yet. First Financial Bank, this is their report for the securities for our funds on deposit. I'm looking for the page that has the fees and everything.
Bet you Candy could find it.
Yes, you can probably find it very quickly. Do you know which section it's in?
It's on y'all's, it's under where y'all's report is, it should be in red, under all of what y'all submitted.
Oh,
I think it's page 5 of y'all's report
yours.
that requires the,
Limited kind of-
oh, okay, I see it. I skipped right by it.
God.
So the bid worksheet, and this is the bid worksheet. It's got the rates on it and fees. And I'll just kind of go over the rates on each one and then any fees that are going to be charged. The current rate for interest bearing is 3%. Money market is 3%. And there's no minimum balances on accounts. On savings, no, on time deposits, there's another schedule. And on fixed maturities or CDs under 250, and also, I think it's the same for over 250, says First Financial Bank Eastland Region will pay the county the posted rate plus 25 basis points, 0.25% on CDs at the time of purchase. And as far as fees, fees are waived other than,
We don't use the merchant services.
no, we don't. And check images are provided in order, and all fees are waived.
Okay.
Is there anything you would like to add?
Basically, we're just keeping everything the same that we've done in the prior year, no fees.
Okay.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Next is Prosperity Bank. Okay, there is a cashier's check for $72,500 and a cashier's check for $6,250. And on savings accounts, it says sheet rate plus 0.5% with 50% floor and an APY of 0.5%. I think there is also information in here. On money market accounts, sheet rate plus 0.25%. And time deposits, it says sheet rate. And interest rates on time deposits will be at Prosperity Bank CD rate in effect at the time of purchase for like balance and term of the time deposit. Prosperity Bank does not offer a 7 to 29 day term certificate of deposit option. The rate quoted applies to all terms equal to greater than 30
If she
days.
rates plus what? Sorry.
On,
The money markets.
on the money market, sheet rate plus 0.25%. On the fees, all services are offered. On the fees, deposit slips, deposit books, and endorsement stamps, the customer pays bank cost. On 3 to 6 safe deposit box, pricing available upon request. On providing Visa or MasterCard, pricing available upon request, which we don't do that through the bank. On printing and furnishing laser check stock, customer pays bank costs. Printing and furnishing checks and booklets, customer pays bank cost. Overdraft account fee charge, $35. And it says on other services to please see their attached fee schedule.
Hopefully we don't have any return checks, Christina.
Oh, those aren't on us. Those
Yes,
are people
those
that,
are
Oh.
other
Yeah.
people who are paying us.
Well, I'm still telling you that.
I don't know if there's anybody here from Prosperity Bank.
Yes, and I marked it where all the fees are waived, so it's a one sheet in there where it says everything's waived.
That one did not.
Yeah, on this schedule, it doesn't say that. Is it in another schedule?
Yes, come on.
I got permission to waive everything, so I'm not sure. Yeah, the checks and everything would be for free, so, gosh, Mike, you going through these and I put it together.
And there's the, what
Yeah,
was
it
in front
didn't
of
have
the
any, it
schedule.
didn't have anything on there.
Okay. I'm sorry, y'all are waiting on me. I probably should have looked what they did after I sent it in.
Me too. It was all the trees.
Do you want to go ahead while I find it? I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay, we'll wait.
Let me put it back here. These are sample things. Those were samples. I know my sticky stuff.
Bonnie, how's your hay looking?
I
Are
was
you getting,
some weed hay, it's doing all right, yeah.
Oh,
Better rain
I'm
it
gonna
up, and it
take
made
this
it
from
rain.
because it refers to,
Yeah. Never planted sorghum before. I
see
went to this
attached
year.
Prosperity Bank fee schedule for
That
other
coastal still
services.
ain't coming out like it. in
well, that's
places
because it keeps getting cold.
That's it, you're 100% right, yeah.
Yeah, the ground's
Yeah.
not warm enough.
Yeah, it ain't.
Doesn't the ground have to be like 70 degrees?
70 something,
Yeah.
yeah, for that, for Moody to take off.
We're
What's
trying
that?
to rush it, ain't we, Judge?
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do.
Then another month you'll be driving, gosh, it's
It's
sure
so
hot.
hot, yeah.
Yeah.
Gas market's good.
Yeah.
It's real good. I sold Thursday, that'd be awesome.
We're good.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you wanna flip them over somewhere?
Not, I can get cross planes or normal planes.
We're fixing to get some cows pregnancy tested to see if our bull's doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Hope he is.
I hope so too, or his free ride's over with.
Don't got no check, have you, the boy?
Yeah, we got it this week,
Yeah.
but I think
Looks like
he
they
got,
turned it into that, like I said.
he got the limping, and there's no telling what happened, and he's not limping anymore, but I don't know if he got hurt somehow.
Yeah. But the wolves are high too.
Yeah,
For new
well, and he's a big old black Angus.
It's okay.
You have to use it.
I can't find it.
I appreciate all the banks sending people, to be here to answer our questions.
I can't find it, so, and now it's already been, I think maybe do an amendment or something if y'all decide to go with our rates.
Okay.
Because we do not charge for the checking.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
That's not gonna fit.
I'd like to point out to the commissioners that the consent agenda went a lot faster.
It did.
It won't with the monthly report though.
You have little faith.
And this bid is from Texas Bank. And there is a cashier's check for $72,500 and $6,250.
Can we just keep all the cashier's checks?
No, we have to give them
No, they
back.
get returned.
Thought I just mentioned it.
Yeah.
Thought I mentioned it.
On Prosperity Mike, did you see a conflict of interest?
I did not see one.
Do you remember encountering?
Oh, I'm still flipping through. I'll see if there's one in there.
Thank goodness Christina reads fast.
Don't ask me to tell you what it says there.
I was thinking if we got to keep all the cashier's checks, and your blade repair would have been paid for.
My blade repair's already paid for.
Well, you could have got reimbursed for it.
There's something else I guarantee you.
Something else will break.
Oh, yeah. I got a clutch one. You can donate on that. For me.
Okay, well, I'm okay with that.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the help.
But Robert, this is why we can't have new stuff, because you kids don't take care of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm telling you, the price of blades just almost made me upchuck.
Yeah, just the blade.
Just the replacement blades on used to be $85, $90 or $231 a pair, or a blade now, so it's nearly $500 swap blades.
I still want to come out and see you in the field.
You want the bus?
Well, you're in the field,
In the
you're gonna
field.
see it.
Yeah.
You got
I'll be in
that
the
right.
field, Yeah.
He'll be out there
Yeah.
on his own tractor.
Yeah, with John Deere baling.
They
He
got
is,
buddy seats too,
on the-
Judge.
Yeah, I've sat in those buddy seats
You
before.
said, I'm glad you sat in the field, because if you sat on the road, you was in trouble.
You ready to report on Texas Bank?
I am if y'all are ready to move on.
Yeah, we'll just let her
Okay.
do her. That way she's not feeling rushed.
Texas Bank is offering two options. They're offering a variable rate on deposits 4-year term and a fixed rate on deposits 4-year term. And the variable rate is 13-week T-bill rate minus 50 basis points, which is currently at 4.48%. And that's on interest-bearing checking accounts. It is the same on savings accounts and money market accounts. Then on fixed maturity and or CDs under 250,000, up to 1 year, it's 13-week T-bill minus 45 basis points. And 18 months to 2 years, it's the bank's current posted rate. And it is the same for CDs over 250. It looks like they're providing all the services. On furnished deposit slips, deposit books, and endorsement stamps, it says to please see the specification sheet. Same with travelers and cashiers checks. Guess I'll put it over where you can see it too. Is that stop payment or 3 to 6 safe deposit boxes? Sequential check sorting in each state, no. Visa or MasterCard, okay. Printing and furnishing laser check stock, printing and furnishing checks and booklets, also say, please see attached schedule. I wonder if the schedule's attached here. Yes.
Yeah, Loretta, I believe it's all no charge on any of that, and there's $2,000 credit towards any check stock or anything. So that's that.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, here. And I do see it. And then on the fixed rate,
And there's no charges for those,
it says no charge.
and safety deposit boxes as well, no charge.
Correct, I believe.
Safe deposit boxes. Boxes are available at the bank's disclosed rates, so there is a charge on that. And also on the merchant services. Laser checks, checks and books or binders, and deposit slips are covered under the annual supply allowance, which is $2,000 as stated. Did I miss that?
And what you want us to do is to point you three as the committee to go over all this page by page. And
So
make
we
the
can look
decision
at-
And give you the authority to sign the contracts before next week, correct?
Correct. If that's the desire of the court.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Motion by Mr. Raines, second by Mr. Maxwell. Any further questions? All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Is that what you need, Ms. Chief?
Did you find a conflict of
I did
interest?
find, I haven't looked for conflict of interest. If it's
Oh.
not here, we'll get one.
Not rushing you or anything,
It's gonna take a while.
it's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah,
I think
we'll
we
go
got-
over that.
So you did not find a conflict of interest? Texas.
Not offhand,
Okay.
but there's a lot to go through here.
And those three entities are bidding on county and district
Yes.
trust funds, custodial funds, and trust accounts.
Registry.
funds.
Mhm.
Okay,
All the above.
All the accounts.
okay.
Can your office or you or whoever get, so we're comparing kind of apples to apples?
It's gonna take a long time. I think,
Isn't there
I
a
think we
worksheet
can,
that
yeah,
we
there's a
can- there's a
worksheet
worksheet where
in
we
these
can-
that we can look at.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
that's
it's
good.
already in here.
Good enough. Okay, you good to go?
Yes.
Christine, thank you. E, execute interlocal cooperation agreement with DSHS and Eastland County Clerk's Office, Ms. Gento.
Yes, sir. I emailed this.
Thank
for
you,
to
guys.
Look through. Did you have a chance to read over it?
All right. Some fun.
Okay, it's basically the same, and it has been in the past. This is actually for our remote birth certificate services that we have to contract with the state.
Thank you, guys.
And And then the contract expires August the 31st of 2027, and it does require the judge's signature. I'll field any questions.
I'll make the motion to let him line sign the contract.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Raines, second by Mr. Maxwell. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. F, emergency amendments.
I do not have any, Judge.
Okay. Then I need. I almost signed in the wrong spot there.
Oh my gosh.
No emergency amendments. Number 5.
Yeah, I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Raines,
I'll say.
second by Mr. Crenshaw. All those in favor say aye. Opposed can stay.
All by their lonesome.
All by their lonesome.
We're done.
Ruth, did you have a question?